Poland Daily Business Edition. One of the hottest topic in Europe right now is Brexit, and we will talk about Brexit with Lord Martin Callnan, United Kingdom's Minister of Departure from European Union. Sir, hello. Welcome to the show. And let us say, how does it started? Because the referendum was an part of the process that started a couple of years ago. Was Britain discouraged by EU's handling on 2008 financial crisis?
I think there was a range of reasons for our departure. Excessive integration in the EU, too much regulation, the desire to create a United States of Europe that exists in many protagonists on behalf of the EU. British people didn't want that. They reacted against it and they voted to leave. We are a democracy and we as a government believe that that result should be implemented, which is why now we are seeking to negotiate our departure from the EU because, of course, even though we are leaving the EU, we are not leaving Europe, and we want a close and harmonious working relationship both with the EU and, of course, with other EU member states.
Right, but I don't think the Polish public really knows what were the reasons, what were the discussions in the in UK. Obviously, we've heard about Britons not happy with Poles taking their jobs, which obviously was not the case, but that was the slogans. But maybe there were other things that were more important. Like, according to you, what were the main reasons why the British public decided to leave?
There are many different reasons. I mean, there were 17.5 million people who voted to leave, and maybe there are hundreds of different reasons, but in essence, I think it's about taking back control. It's the feeling that our laws, our money, our border should be controlled in Britain by Britain's elected representatives and not by sort of faceless bureaucrats in Brussels, is the popular characterization.
So the democratization of European Union would be
it's about fundamental democracy.
Okay. In a business-wise, is it very smart move to leave the common market of 500 million of customers? Are there any simulations of the financial costs to UK that will be concurred by this?
Well, there have been lots of different economic analyses, but we will only see the success of this policy, in my view, over many years, because, of course, we still want to maintain a close relationship with the European Union. We want to still continue trading with the common market, and we want to negotiate a relationship that will allow the common market to trade with the UK, because the UK will be the EU's largest trading partner after exit, and the EU will be the UK's largest trading partner. So we need to construct a relationship that works for both sides, that will enable tariff-free, quota-free, frictionless trade. But the advantage for the United Kingdom is that we can also negotiate better trading relationships with other parts of the world, with the United States, with the growing markets of Southeast Asia, etc., with the EU, which the EU has been quite bad at constructing trading relationships with.
That's true. Let's stay with the European Union. You are extending your proposals to the whole organization and to the individual countries. Are those trading proposals similar from country to country, or they are some tailored to the individual needs?
Well, of course, we have to. Trade policy is. Poland has given away its trade policy to the European Union, and so we need to negotiate a relationship with the European Union as a whole, which involves dealing with the European Commission. So we have negotiated a withdrawal agreement, and we have negotiated a political declaration which sets the scene for what the trading relationship will be in the future. We want that to be as close as possible, as frictionless as possible, and with which is quota-free and tariff-free.
Right. What about jobs in the United Kingdom after the Brexit? Will there be more jobs available or less?
Well, the United Kingdom economy is doing extremely well, and we're very proud of that. The economy has continued to grow. It's grown continuously for the last 9 years, including since the referendum. We have continued to create more jobs in the United Kingdom. We now have the lowest unemployment that we've had for 40 years. So the United Kingdom economy is doing extremely well, but of course we want to do better in the future.
Mm-hmm. You have this rural areas that the United Kingdom, the government is looking forward. Those areas had the support from the EU. Will the Brexit be somehow challenge this support?
Well, nobody has support from the EU. The UK is a net contributor to the European Union budget, so we get out something like £10 billion less from the EU budget than we pay into it.
True.
So, we are not a net beneficiary, so nobody gets net support from the European Union.
Mm-hmm, that's true, but overall, this, other nations think that this is an organization that makes sense in the business terms. Can you argue that it doesn't?
I'm not going to argue that nothing that the European Union does is good. Of course not. The construction of the internal market, the single market, was a great achievement, and we played a part in that. I think in many other areas of regulation and control, the EU has gone too far. But the single market remains a good achievement, and we want to continue to have a good relationship with the single market and with the EU in the future.
Very well. Anyway, thank you very much for the visit here in Katowice. Thank you very much for the visit at Telewizja Republika and Poland Daily Business. Lord Martin Callnan from the British Department of Exiting the European Union was our guest, and that was it for tonight's show.